Woo. So here we are. We're less than 2 weeks away from me releasing a training that I'm really excited about, from me releasing the training video series about how to build your private practice to a level that you can be pleased with, a level that you can live off of, a level that you can live the lifestyle that you want without ever taking insurance. And I'm really excited, as you can probably guess. I spend a lot of my time interacting with psychotherapists. I spend a lot of my time teaching psychotherapists as a result of the work in the solution-focused community that I do. So this is kind of a new thing for me, even though I've been in private practice for over 10 years, and I built my practice without any training or information or any of that stuff. I just built it from the ground up to the point where it became a multiple six-figure practice, and sustained it over a number of years. So I'm excited to share exactly how I did it. I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm going to tell you important things about marketing. I'm going to tell you the important things about your online presence and your website and all that stuff. I'm going to talk to you about that. But today I want to talk about like the big bad elephant in the room, and the one thing that is very, very clear from my interaction with psychotherapists, both subjective, in my own experience as psychotherapists that I've worked with and things, and the psychotherapists that I meet along the way, is, psychotherapists have a unique relationship with money, kind of an odd relationship with money, and particularly the idea of making money. So much so that if someone if someone has a way of making money, if someone is making money in this field, we almost tend to kind of think of that person or that thing as greedy or slimy and all that sort of stuff. And so I wanted to make this video to directly address that, because you see, as a professional, as a trained professional, you have the right to make a living. Like, you have the right to earn enough money that you can sustain yourself. And what really made me realize, I really want to make a video and talk to people about this, is a recent kind of interaction that people had on one of my Facebook posts about, some people take insurance because they want psychotherapy to always be affordable, and it shouldn't be something for the rich. And I completely and totally agree with that. And one of the things I'm very proud of my own practice over the course of these years is I've never turned anyone away. I have frequently donated my time. I have frequently donated money to different charities and different associations and different people to meet those needs. But as a person who acquired a master's degree, we all have student loan payments to make. We all have these types of things, and we all have the ability to make money. Now, I'm not in any way promoting, and nor I didn't start my private practice without taking insurance because I wanted to make more money than people who did take insurance. For me, it was a simple. I didn't want to work with insurances because they're difficult, and you have to spend so many hours just getting paid. And to be honest with you, I wanted to spend more of my hours seeing clients. I wanted to spend more of my hours working with people and helping people. I mean, nobody gets in this field to get rich or to get wealthy. I mean, that's not why people become helping professionals. That's not why you open your private practice. You open your private practice because you want to help people. And I noticed so many of my friends at the time who were in private practice and taking insurance were spending huge amounts of time with paperwork. And I'll never forget one day. So I had a friend whose husband was a psychotherapist and has been a psychotherapist for many, many years, still is. And he takes his whole client base is people who have insurance. And I walked into his office one day, and he had a big stack of papers on his desk. And I asked him what that stack was, and he said, "Oh, those are the billing filings that I have to submit." And he looked at that and he said, "There's probably about $100,000 there, and I'll probably only get about a third of it because the rest will be rejected for one reason or another." And he was so dejected, and we had a conversation about how much time he had spent filling out all those papers. Now, here we are, fast forward a few years, and we're now all online and all that sort of stuff. But back then it was stuff he had to fill out by hand. This was in 2006 or so, just before I made the leap into private practice. And who this guy was. And I remember him saying, like, if you're ever going to go to private practice, man, don't take insurance. It's just such a hassle, just such a hardship to deal with all of this stuff. And I just thought about all the time he spends dedicated to filling out all that paperwork and all that stuff, and all the time that, as a consequence, he's not seeing clients. And the thing that really drove me to want to be in practice. And so now, I think it's great that there are therapists out there who take insurance. And I'm not here to tell you don't take insurance. And there's nothing wrong with the decision to take insurance. There's nothing wrong with the decision to work in a clinic, in a community mental health. And to be perfectly honest with you, I loved my community mental health agency job. In fact, I'd still be working there to this very day if they would allow me to do the type of therapy that I had fallen in love with and gotten a significant training around, which was solution-focused brief therapy. So I'm not here just because I'm offering a training series on how to build your practice without taking insurance. I'm not saying that people shouldn't take insurance. I'm just telling you that if you want to spend more of your time working with clients, you have the right to do so. And there's a lot of information about running a practice, whether you take insurance or not, that we don't learn in graduate school. And a lot of that stuff literally is the make or break information between people who run successful practices or who don't. I know people that have gone into private practice and they took insurance and they weren't successful. And I know people who went into private practice who did not take insurance, tried to build a cash-based practice, and they weren't successful. And there's just a lot of information that we don't learn in the graduate school programs. And I just want to share it with you. And I also want psychotherapists to have a more healthy relationship with the idea of making money. Because like I said, you have a right to make a living. A lot of us had to get student loans and go into a significant amount of debt to pay off our student loans. And the way our field is compensated, it just makes it very, very difficult to live that a reasonable lifestyle while making that sort of income. So there are ways to do it, and you don't have to sacrifice your morals. You don't have to sacrifice your ethics to do so. It's just something that I think is very important. You'll probably hear me talk a lot more about. Like, I want our field to have a healthier relationship with the idea of making money, and I don't want our field to feel like, anybody who is making money or making a living is somehow selfish or greedy or slimy in any sorts of ways. And that you can run a practice that is both healthy, helpful, altruistic, if you will, generous, but also lucrative, and also profitable, and also sustainable. I mean, one of the things that really drove me in the beginning is, like I said, I wanted to help people so badly. And I just wanted to do solution-focused brief therapy because I'd fallen in love with that way of working. And that meant that I had to run a business that was successful enough that I could keep it open so I could keep seeing people. I mean, the thing that scared me most about the idea of having to close down my practice due to failure, it wasn't, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have $1 bazillion, or I'm not going to have a mansion or any of that stuff. It was, I won't have a platform to see clients and continue to do the work that I love. So now, fast forward 10 years, I just want to share that with people. I want people to have the option. I want people to know that, you're valuable and your time is valuable. And as a consequence, we need to be able to run our businesses in a way that honors that value. And to be honest with you, I don't think the insurance companies recognize our value. I don't think society itself recognizes our value. And I just think that what we do is just such a sacred thing. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I mean, you can give me a like. Let me see if this is you. But I mean, most of us felt a calling to go into this field. I certainly did. I mean, I had a calling to go into this field, and I want all of you to experience the ability to build a type of business that you can be proud of, that you can live off of, and ultimately help more people over the long run. And I don't know why our ideas about money in our field have gotten so weird, but our ideas about money in this field have gotten very weird. One of my closest friends is, he's a very well-known person in his field and has this huge email list. And he was saying that anytime he mentions money in any way in his emails to the people that follow him, he always gets an odd response from those things. And I just want us to do better. I want us to be better, and I want us to know that there are multiple ways that we could run our businesses and continue to help people. And running a cash-based business is one of them, because you're valuable. And I want you to recognize your value, and I want you to live the life that you deserve to live, that you studied and worked so hard for to get this credential, and the thing that the graduate schools aren't able to teach us. And I don't mean that as a criticism. I mean, graduate schools have two really important jobs, and they have a relatively short amount of time to do it. The first job that they have is they have to teach you enough information so that you can pass a licensing exam and get the credential to do the job. And the second really difficult job is they have to teach you the information so you can work with clients using the skills you developed in graduate school. So it doesn't leave a whole lot of time for the third thing, which would be how to run a successful business. The business acumen that's necessary, the marketing skills that's necessary, so on and so on. So I just want to share that stuff. So let's go out there, do our great work, fulfill our sacred callings, and I'm super excited to share with you. So if you haven't done so already, if you're watching this video and you haven't done so already, go to buildyourcashbasedtherapypractice.com, put in your first name, put in your best email address. In less than 2 weeks, just a few days away actually, I'm going to be sending you the first video in the series, then away we go. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'm going to be making some more as we lead up to this content, and I appreciate it so much. So check it out. Go to buildyourcashbasedtherapypractice.com, put in your first name, put in your name, put in your best email address, and off we go. Thanks, everybody.